Hey everyone, I'm Icy Magmar, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be playing the Battle of Polytopia. This is a turn-based strategy game similar to Civilization and other games like that. It's way more streamlined and allows you to go ahead and just attack civilizations pretty much immediately without having a lot of the nuance of those other games. So let's go ahead and jump right in and we'll start a new game. I remember playing this game a few months back, and I was playing more of the perfection role where you have to keep getting your score up higher. But we'll actually do Domination, where we keep fighting the other civilizations on the map until there's only one of us left. And we have a few options to choose from. We have the Exon. I'm just going to call him Exon because I'm terrible with pronunciation and I don't want to mess anything up. So that's my terrible interpretation of how to say that. So they start their journey in the dense mountains, surrounded by beautiful cherry blossoms. And they start with the climbing tech, okay? Imperius, I'm guessing this is based on like ancient Rome or something, uses huge mountains and green valleys, and perfect climate for growing fruit. They start with the organization tech. Barter, I guess we're getting a sample of each of their music too, which is pretty fun. Barter survive in harsh eternal winter of Barter Woods, which is not an easy task. And they start the game with a hunting tech. Okay. And if you notice already, there's different techs in the game that you will unlock, kind of like those games like Civilization. And each of these civilizations has one tech they normally start off with that gives them an edge in that particular field. And some civilizations in this game, or some tribes I guess as they're called, actually start with unique techs that others just don't have access to at all. So the Emoji starts with riding. The Kiku starts with fishing, that's handy. Hudrick starts with archery. The Luxador start with a huge capital. Alright. So those guys are dripping. Wenger start the game with Smithery tech. Now that is a third tier tech, which is pretty good. Zimbazi starts the game with farming. Aomo starts the game with meditation. Quadzilli start the game with shields. And Yadik starts the game with roads, which is pretty handy. It allows you to move faster and connect your capital to other towns to earn population quicker. There's also these unique tribes, or these special tribes. One's the Aquarian. They have slightly different techs compared to others, and they're more amphibious. The Ilarion are more of like a elven people, like fairy type, and they have different techs than others do entirely. Polaris is a ice climbers kind of team where they're using ice to go ahead and create their capital, essentially. I've never played with these people before, the Samanti, but it says here, led by their shaman, the Samanti train gigantic bugs and use their enemies to fertilize their fungi farms and utilize crippling poisons to vanquish all who would threaten their marshy home. That's really cool. Alright, let's go ahead and we're just going to start with Imperius, since that seems like a good basic one to start off with. Opponents, we're going to do, let's do 5 on normal. Alright, so here we are. You have been chosen to rule the Imperius tribe. Explore the world and expand your empire, but watch out for the other tribes. Objective, wipe all the other tribes from the face of the square. There can only be one. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this. We are, well, we're not an aquatic tribe, but we have a lot of water around us, so hopefully there's a good amount of land stretching out in either of those directions. Let's go ahead and start by pushing this way first, and let's get us another warrior. One thing to mention too is that there's different types of abilities that different units can have. So dash, this unit can move or can attack after moving if there's an enemy within range. They have a health bar here. They have different stats. So each unit has their own particular stats and abilities they can utilize. And instead of having currency and resources like in Civ, how you would have a builder kind of improve a tile or to harvest a tile, in this game you just have stars, which helps really streamline that whole process. So now that we have the organization tech that we started off with through this here tech tree, which will develop as we go along, we can now harvest some of these fruits for stars, or population rather. So 2 stars out of the 5 we start with, and the 2 we earn per turn. So these 2 stars, if we get rid of them to harvest this fruit, it'll go ahead and add a population to our town. And once we get 2 population, we can then grow our town to a larger one. And we can maintain more units that way. And also earn more stars and get other bonuses as we go along. So let's go ahead for now and get us another warrior. That way we have a little extra strength on domination mode. And let's harvest us a fruit. That way we work our way towards getting this town upgraded. All right, I'm going to push this way, and we found a village. So we can actually, on the next, well, in 2 turns from now, we can take this unit, put him here, and actually develop this village into another town of ours, and increase our influence, basically, by giving us more stars per turn, and it'll just become part of our empire. This one I will put over here, and I'll harvest these fruits. Now we have 2 options. Once we upgrade the town the first time to a level 2, we can either build a workshop, which earns us 1 more star per turn, or we can get an explorer. And the explorer will go ahead and travel around and move some of these the fog of war out of the way. Some of these clouds will get pushed out of the way. Now, one thing I do remember from playing the game is that when they do this, they can only travel as well as the tech that is unlocked. So, for example, if you have the mountain tiles unlocked, then they can actually travel along the mountain tiles. But, or you know, in case you have sailing unlocked, they can travel across the water. But if you don't have any of those things unlocked, then they're just land bound to whatever tiles you do have unlocked. So I don't think we're going to get to learn much about our surroundings for right now. So let's go ahead and make a workshop that we can increase our star production. Okay, we're up to 5 stars. Let's move this unit down here. We found another village, and we also found some Vanguard lands. That doesn't necessarily mean the Vanguard tribe is here, but it probably does based on the fact that there's only really 5 civs on this map with us. And we learned that this village is surrounded by water, so we don't have to worry about any external threats coming from this direction yet, unless somehow there's a narrow land bridge here. And let's go ahead and pull us up another warrior. That way we have a pretty secure foundation for ourselves to build from. Alright, I'm going to push this warrior down on this village. This warrior, I will expand into that town, but first we want to unlock another tech. Every time you get another town unlocked, or you conquer an enemy's town or what have you, it will increase the cost of the tech tree for different techs as you go through. So right now we have organization unlocked. Let's take a look at our lands. These tiles here are fields, which if you unlock the farming tech, you can then build farms on. Forest tiles, obviously if you unlock a, I think it's a woodcutter or something to that effect, a logging camp or something, they can then work this tile for 2 population. Let's see, we have only 1 tile for hunting here, 1 tile for hunting there. I'm leaning toward probably forestry, which would be hunting just because we have these tiles here, but then again, you know, no, we're going to go with fishing. That way we can get this town promoted, and we'll worry about this town a little bit later. Okay, so now we'll settle that. And we will, instead of starting the process of advancing that town, I'm going to move this warrior here. I'm going to grab us another warrior and start sending them up that way. I'm going to have this warrior support this unit because I am terrified of the Wenger because they start with swordsmen. And they are incredibly powerful and can easily overwhelm a warrior unit. Alright, so this land is pretty much surrounded by water, unless there is a tile here somehow. I'm going to move this unit up, push this unit that way, and then I'm going to claim that. Let's go ahead and harvest fruit and fishes. Get us another workshop, and now we're in good shape. Alright, let's move this way. We have a little narrow land bridge here. I'm just going to check down that way. There is nothing there. So we're only vulnerable now to a naval unit for pretty much the entirety of our lands. Okay. And we found another village. Let's get a warrior trained here. I'm not going to worry too much about this capital right now. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and unlock hunting. Alright, so this is kind of what I was talking about. This is the Wenger. Yeah. They are strong. So they have swordsmen that are unlocked. The swordsman is a very powerful unit. I don't know. Well, let me see their stats. Yeah. So they have 15 health. Our warriors only have 10 health. Our warriors only have 2 attack. They have 3 attack and 3 defense. So they're just better overall than our warriors, which does not bode well for us, especially being so vulnerable. What I'm going to do... Alright, first let's move up here. Alright, we found another village. Let's get this warrior moving. Oh... I would unlock riding, but I really need another warrior. So let's go ahead and push that. Yeah, let's do this. In retrospect, I probably should have done that first. Did it riding and then got a rider here. That way they could travel faster. But it is what it is. Let's get this warrior here on the woods tile to be more supported. Let's try to... What are their travel? I want to see how far they can travel. So their movement's only 1, which works really well for us because I want to try to bait them towards the capital. And then on the next turn, hopefully I can maneuver myself in a way that is more advantageous. So that's where we're going to end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this new game, and I'm looking forward to continuing the series in another few more videos. If you can, please go ahead and give a like to support the channel, and also please subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Thank you so much.